you've listened to Engineer Kelani. I was going to ask you about the deregulation, but first let me ask you about this before I get to deregulation with you. How do you intend to carry every other region along? Because he was talking about, again, first thing he said was, we will gather about 16 votes from the north. And then he talked about Southeastern brothers and sisters coming to mainstream. I don't know how people will interpret that kind of comment. So that's what I'm asking you. How do you want to carry other regions along? And again, whether you like it or not, the issue around marginalization in this country is real. People feel marginalized. So how does your campaign want to carry, especially a region like the Southeast, along?
Very much, my dear sister. First of all, as I speak to you, of course, I'm speaking as the assistant spokesperson to the Asiwaju Bola, Ahmed, Tinubu, and Senator Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Organization. And on behalf of the campaign, I would emphasize very clearly that the All Progressives Congress as a party and the candidates represented on its platform are absolutely determined and very much insistent upon the need for all ethnicities, all religions, and all diversities in this country to participate actively, not just in the campaign, but in the nation-building exercise that will follow this campaign once the All Progressives Congress is successful in the 2023 general election. With that said, I would disagree slightly with my brother that the Igbo people have not moved to the mainstream. In fact, I am predicting that the Southeast is going to vote for the All Progressives Congress in the general election in a way that will shock most Nigerians. If you look at what has happened over the course of the last several months, I think, first of all, we tend to overstate the Igbo sympathy for the Peter Obi candidacy. The Igbo people are very sophisticated people. They can see beyond ethnicity, they can see beyond religion. They can recognize who has capacity and who has competence to deliver and who does not. They know what Anambra is today and what it was before Peter Obi took office. They know what Lagos was before before Asiwaju Bola Ahmed took office and what it is today. And they can make those comparisons. So I think that we should not assume that any group is going to vote on the basis of any kind of base sentiment. I believe that they're very smart to see what is going on and who can deliver what they say they're going to deliver on. On top of that, you're talking about a candidate who refuses to put out a manifesto, who has not given any articulated plan as against what he's going to do. All he can do is to state problems on national television. Look at the campaign structure. Even to release campaign lists is difficult for them. So look, I think there are serious candidates in this election, and I think that there are more unserious candidates in this election. What Nigerians are focused on now are who are those people who have a plan, number one. Who are those people who have a record to show that they can deliver on the plan that they're presenting? It's one thing to say you're going to promise the moon and the stars. It's another thing to look and point at what you have done, to say, this is proof that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do moving forward. Atiku does not have that history. We know what his history is as chairman of Privatization Council, how the country was massively defrauded in the smelting company in Akwa Ibom State, in the Delta Steel Company. Billions of dollars of assets sold for pennies on the dollar to friends and cronies. This is what we're talking about when we say, look at your record. When we look at Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his record in Lagos was clear. A crime-infested state that was indebted, that could not generate internally generated revenues at any level that could even support the salaries of the public service. He turned it from that situation into being one of the wealthiest by state economy, into a greater economy than most African countries. So really, based on the facts, we're talking about the difference is very clear. Now, you asked the question about national unity, which I want to address. We have several governors in the Southeast geopolitical zone that along with their people are mass mobilizing for the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu Presidential Campaign Organization. The reason why is not because they simply like his face or even his beautiful record in Lagos. It is because they recognize that this is a man, even before it was fashionable to be bringing indigents of other states and other parts of the country to come and serve in the highest levels of the public service in Lagos. He was doing it. He was the originator of bringing people from Anambra, bringing people from the north, bringing people from the south, bringing people from the middle belt to come and serve in the State Executive Council that he superintended over as the governor of Lagos State. He was the originator of that. So who better to author the new era of national unity than such a leader as that? So this is what we're talking about. When we say national unity, we're not talking about those who subscribe to regional sentiments, such as some other candidates that we're talking about. We're talking about a national unifier who does not unify by speech or going to a place and saying, vote for me because the Northerners only need a Northern candidate, therefore you should vote for me, the Northerner. That is not the candidate Nigerians are looking for. They're looking for the one
Let me get